never mind. Not actually that hard at all. Okay, lat on that guy. Forcing trade. On. There we go. Oh, the DC. He just fucking ripped the Ethernet cord out. You think going with HAVEL Ring over Prisoner's Chain is worth it for invasion build? Like, see, here's the thing. Like, if you make your build, right? Like, you're gonna want to have points allocated a certain way. And you can break it down to, like, how, you know, how much weight you need to carry for your build, or... You know what I mean, right? Like how much points do you need to invest into your weight? But, like, regardless, depending on how you allocate your point, you can make one build like, you can make a build with Prisoner's Chain, and then you can make that same exact build better. Sorry, you can make a build, say, with HAVEL Ring, and you could make that same exact build but better with Prisoner's Chain. Like, even considering the damage penalty and everything, you can make the same exact build, but you have 2 extra points. So at the end of the day, like, around meta, like at 125, the HAVEL Ring is gonna be worth like around 2 to 4 less points or less soul level than the HAVEL Ring is gonna be worth like 2 or 4 less levels than the Prisoner's Chain. So the Prisoner's Chain at meta is really always superior. The only time where it's not is when you either don't need, like, you've already reached all the breakpoints you want, and so after that, and you've already reached maximum armor and maximum everything you want. For instance, like a 26 strength PK build might actually reach every breakpoint that you need. So then maybe it's worth it to go for HAVEL Ring instead of Chain, because you don't really need the points elsewhere. Something like that. Or maybe you have a build that's like extremely heavy on the vitality side. Like, there was a guy that made a build with like 40 something vit and like 40 strength, like a very like defense oriented build. Like, on his particular build, Chain was not optimal, but like for like 90% of cases, Chain is gonna be better in every way than HAVEL Ring at meta. Gonna be like very rare that you're gonna see the opposite. And also, in the case of like extremely high vit, more often than not, if you have a build like that, you'll want to rock both Chain and HAVEL. So, because even though like Chain is a bit better than HAVEL, you know, they're both like top rings. Like, the rings that are worth the most amount of points are really the rings that are worth the most amount of points are really like your usual suspects, like the Ring of Favor, you know, Prisoner's Chain, Life Ring, and what's it called? And like HAVEL Ring. Like, those are the rings that, like, if you had to translate those rings into a set amount of levels, like, those would be the ring that give you the best bang for your buck. But then it's a bit more complicated than that, because otherwise, like, everyone would be rocking those rings. But with all things considered, like the, you know, the Tearstone rings and the Lloyd Shield and Sword ring come into play there as well. Like, it's gonna be better to have a build that sacrifices like weight for lower armor to have the first hit be taken by like a shield ring, for instance. Like, those things you need to take those things into account. So that's why people still play with like different rings and not just you know, like chain, HAVEL, and knife ring. Like if you can manage to integrate like sword ring, shield ring into your build, it should be more optimal to use those at the start of the match as well. I mean, technically, if you wanted to optimize for everything, like the best ring setup is always going to be like Ring of Favor, Life Ring, and then Lord and Sword Ring, like to start a match. Like those would, like that would be the optimal, ideal setup. It's just that you don't always, you can't always have that setup because you need more points. Like if you get like into the higher levels, that becomes like a clear-cut better option. But before that, you might be too short on points for the build you want, and so you might have to use like the third ring slot for chain or HAVEL. But if you use all three rings, now you become really short because you basically only have like life ring into like one of the sword or shield ring. Not the same dude from earlier. Yes. This idiot is just turned against me. Okay, let's kill this fucking clown. Try to ambush me somehow. Let's kill this clown. God, this guy's so bad too. Taking too long. God, this guy sucks though. Careful, because we can get stun lock on these clowns like fairly easily. Like one door is fine. It's two that's a bit more tricky. Alright, let's take our time here. They're not going anywhere. We can definitely backstab that when it happens next time. Okay. As soon as they get separated, it's gonna be pretty easy, but until then, gonna have to drag this a little bit. Because the problem is, like, we can get one backstab, but we can't get a wake up afterward. Because it's the fucking doors. Because there's two of them doors. The host is more prone to doing careless runnings here. There we go. See, the moment we get one other guy to just grab the attention, not really the attention, but just prevent the other guy from hitting me as soon as the wake up is over, like, we can finish him off.